This is a really loaded question because different grasses are better for the cows or have more nourishment and sugar at different times of the year. So we have multiple pastures that we move the cows to depending upon the time of the year. To make it very simple, there are things like clovers and fescues that green up in the spring. Ryegrass is what we use here mostly. And it's ready to eat, gets green quicker, it starts growing at a lower temperature, and it's sweet eating, the cows love it, so we use those mixtures of all those above, but mostly annual ryegrass. And that does real well till about the end of May. By then the fescue is doing better, and then we have the mid-season, or some of the lespedizas, some of the clovers start doing well. And as we get warmer and warmer, then we have Bermuda grass, and we also have my favorite, prairie grass. We have a lot of natural prairie grass here, and it has a lot of nourishment. It doesn't require fertilization. It's very stabilized for the soil, and it's best grazed in the heat of the summer. The heat of the summer where we're located is somewhere around June 1, and by the middle to the end of August, it's getting a little less nourishing. The cows will still eat it, and somewhere in September, there's little or no nourishment. So we use a combination, and we move these cattle to whatever is the best for them at that time. The cows will go through a large acreage, and they, like children in a candy store, pick out what they like first. And when they've picked out what they like, then you just move them somewhere else. You can bring them back to that same pasture later, and the things they didn't like now are pretty good. And so they'll get involved in that. I've actually been experimenting and teaching cattle to eat thistles, so I don't have to spray them. If I could quit spraying noxious weeds and my cows would eat those things, they have to be taught to eat them. It's not that they're not nutritious. I could cut down on spraying noxious weeds out here. As it is, we use very limited spraying anyhow, but there's some things you just have to spray, or whatever you want to do to get rid of those things. So the cow has a wide variety. We're going to try something new this year in stockpiling hay or grass, stockpiling grass. And we're going to try not to hay a certain group of cattle. It's strictly on an experimental basis. We have plenty of hay. The cows aren't going to starve, but they're going to get more nutritious grass because it's going to be fed while it's still standing without mechanical intervention and all the waste and the pollution that we get with the machinery. I'll tell you how that works, but it'll be a learning.